Well, ladies and gents, it's finally time. The rebirth has begun, and I am back. Yo, what's going on, my gaming gamers? It is Hayden here, or formerly known as Drago the Forkhead or Drago TFH, but that is here to change soon, and we'll get into that. And in today's video, this is me talking to the camera, right? I want to talk to you. And this is only going to matter for like 4 of you or whatever. But I don't care. I feel like it is important that I show to the people who have cared for so long that I really appreciate you. And the ones who've reached out to me and just talked to me in general. And it have been like, hey, I miss your videos, man. Or I miss your streams. You know, this stream right here, this clip, it makes my day watching it sometimes. That I want to go ahead and give this as like a thank you and basically just a message to you all, the ones who have stuck around and, you know, still talk about me and stuff, even though I've not really been consistent since like 2022 on content stuff. And I'm going to warn you all, okay, this video, it's going to be a little deep. You know, it's going to be not a really entertaining video. And this might be one of the few times you see me on camera. Because there's reasons, if any of you all talk to me personally in that. I know there's a few of you who know I don't like how I look. Not like, oh, I look ugly or anything. It's because, like, other reasons. Because, yeah, like, if you know, you know. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. But, yeah, this video is unscripted, by the way. I do apologize if it's kind of ranty at points. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. What I want to do is I want to discuss my past content, what I feel like went wrong with it and that, and what I want to do going forward. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So, first things first, right? I want to go ahead and talk about, like, basically the start, and I want to say where I really got into it, and where probably, like, my best years as a content creator were. And we're going to be talking about when I first started streaming on Twitch, right? The first year. I'm going to say first year on Twitch was like the best year for me. 2020, 2021, roughly around there. That was like the best years for like streaming for me. So to go ahead and explain how I started, I basically was, you know, just a normal dude, you know, just kind of goofing off in that. And I had a friend at the time, you know, she was an IRL friend, and she was like, you know, you'd be a really good content creator, because I would always talk to her at the time about, like, just random stuff I was into and that, and I would just ramble on for, like, minutes on end, and she's like, you know, you'd be a good content creator in that, and that friend I don't talk to anymore, sadly, because I can't, but basically after that, I was like, you know what? I'll give content creation a shot. I'll stream on Twitch. And what I ended up doing, I didn't have really good equipment at the time. I had like a really shitty smartphone. I went ahead and I started streaming some like ROM hacks and stuff of Pokemon games, like just playing random hacks and talking to my chat and stuff. And I somehow built up an audience enough to go ahead and get affiliate. Now, what I ended up doing was, later on, like when I became an affiliate, I found an old laptop that had a really shitty broken keyboard, and it only had like 4 gigs of RAM, and it had like one of them shitty AMD GPUs or APUs. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, like the early like notebooks or whatever. I found one of them, and I was streaming in like 480p on that. But the main game where I want to say I really got, like, where it really popped up for me was the Pokemon TCG, right? That first year when I was streaming the Pokemon trading card game online at the time, the good client, it was one of the best times in my life, right? Sure, you know, there was stuff going on a little bit here and there at my house at the time, but it was very fun because I had a way to go ahead and distract myself, right? Even though stuff was bad, like, even back then. But, yeah, it was a really fun year. Now, the second year and beyond, it kind of got messy. Because, you see, people I was, like, around at the time, just in general, saw, hey, he's making like money off this, right? Because I would make like 100, like to 200 a month almost, right? Which honestly is kind of bad if you compare it to like a fast food job or whatever. But they would see that, and I got my first computer, which actually some of it is still here with me to this day. But I bought my first computer on my own by saving up Twitch payouts like for like months and getting it, right? I bought like a really old like desktop. It's an HP like Elite desk one. I think I paid like 150 at the time or some crazy crap. But yeah, I got my own computer, and it was awesome because it's like, well, I got my own computer now, and sure, it's not like the most amazing gaming PC, but it's better than that old laptop, right? Well, after I got that, content creation for me kind of started to go south, where basically all the people around me, like most of them, it felt like they only cared about how much money I was making or how many viewers I had, right? And I was forced to, even though there were times like that second here, I was like, oh, I want to play, this game, right? Like, for a random example, like, oh, I'm really enjoying Overwatch, right? Bad example, but like, Overwatch 2 is really cool. I don't think it was out at that time, but like, Dead by Daylight I was getting into. Stuff like that around like the second to third year of like me getting super like into streaming. And most of the time, like I was saying though, it was like, oh, you can't do that. You're gonna lose viewers, and if you lose viewers, you don't make money. And this, like I said, I felt miserable because at this time there are outside forces kind of controlling me to do certain stuff, and you'd see like there were certain times where I was able to break free from that a little bit, and then they would notice, so I would go back to only doing Pokemon stuff again. Heck, there is one time, if any of you remember it, where there was a month I was a Minecraft streamer, because I was told by the people, like those outside forces and that, oh, Minecraft's like the biggest game right now, you have to stream that. I made the most money that month, because I made like $300 or some shit. Most miserable I've ever been making content, and just in general, like those whole years, there's other stuff going on that's really personal I don't want to talk about, because off camera my life sucked, and even on camera a little bit it sucked, and I won't lie, I was miserable around that time. The Minecraft month, oh my god, that was the worst, where I played like Minecraft only for a month. There were so many like dipshits on there that got away with saying really offensive crap, honestly, I had to deal with. And yeah, it was really annoying. I didn't like doing that at all, but it was like, oh, you have to because you're making more money. And yeah, and like I said, those years, like the later years, I didn't really have much control over what I was doing. And I'll be honest, I was really depressed because of that and stuff going on outside of it, where I wasn't treated the best in that in general by people. And it really messed with me. And afterwards, I went ahead and I got out of that place. I don't like looking at those old clips because it reminds me of that miserable time. And I'll be honest, after I moved, I kind of stopped like completely. Now, there were 2 times I've tried to come back. There's one the first year I got to where I am now, where I went ahead and I was streaming on Twitch Pokemon TCG live on my phone for like a month. I think I did like 4 or 8 streams on the weekends. Those streams were okay. I didn't like the game very much. I kind of had to hide that. Because I was like, oh, people only care about me if I'm doing Pokemon. And this was like a month after I went ahead and switched places where I was living, and I'm living with my cousins now, which are basically my brothers at this point, James and that. I live with them now, and it's a lot better for me, honestly. But yeah, back then, it was like a month after all that went down, and I had to go ahead and swap places where I was living in that. And I will be honest, I was still in the mindset, oh, people only care about me for Pokemon and that. And yeah, I didn't enjoy it, but I kind of had to hide behind like a smile, like, oh yeah, this is fun, ha ha ha, stuff like that. Now, the second time was last year. You all might remember. I tried to make free videos, right? I made free videos based around the Pokemon TCG, and yeah, they were okay. I didn't like making them either. I'll be 100%. I realized it took me a while to realize this, but I've been in the mindset of, oh, I have to be a Pokemon creator because that's what I was forced to do for so long. Is like be a Pokemon creator, make more money, do this, make more money. And now that I've broken free, I've been free for a while. It's been kind of difficult to find out what I want to do with content, right? When you have so many outside forces that are like, do this for money, you need to make more money. You need more viewers. That's all we care about. We won't be your friends if you don't have enough viewers. We don't care about you if you don't have enough viewers and money. Shit like that. When you are like in that mindset for so long, it's hard to get out of it even after you're out of it. And that's what I've been struggling with for like the past 2 years, right? But I've finally realized what I want to do with content now. It's taken me quite a while, honestly. But I've decided that going forward now, I don't want to stick to one game. I don't want to stick to one genre of content. I want to try stuff out and find myself personally. I never got to do that when I was streaming before on Twitch. I'm not even going to act like I was a big streamer, right? I was a tiny streamer. I was playing in the most dead category. Like, and especially now, like, when it was Pokemon TCG online, right? It was already kind of dead, where it's like, oh, everyone else is like in the 20 viewer or like below camp, and there's only like 3 of us big streamers who can even get above like, or even close to like 100 viewers at once. It was already a pretty dead category. But especially now, I only see like 2 streamers or like free streamers that actually get viewers, and everyone's like a free viewer entity, which sucks now because it's basically a shell of what it was. But now, like I said, what I want to do, instead of focusing on Pokemon content, I don't want to be, the Pokemon guy. I don't think I want that anymore. I want to find myself, right? Now, what I want to do, why I'm changing my name to Mr. Forkhead instead of Drago, is when I think of Drago, right, the content, like the name of that content, like the branding for Drago TFH, I think of a time where I wasn't in control of what I was doing for the most part. There were times I could break free a little bit. Like, I want to say, like, in 7 months, like, before I stopped was, like, the most I had control of. Because I was on the verge of getting kicked out of my old place at the time. So, that was, like, when I felt the most free. And what I want to do now that I'm, like, fully free, right? I want to go ahead and find what makes me happy for content. Now, this might be gaming content, right? I might make a gaming video where I'm playing a game with my brother, cousin James, I like calling him my brother, even though he's not technically it, because he basically is at this point. But maybe I want to do videos with him, right? Of me and him goofing off on a game like Roblox, maybe some Overwatch, stuff like that. Maybe we're going to just have fun. Or maybe there's other times I want to talk about like a goofy video or story I watched and stuff like that. Or maybe there's other times I want to do stuff about me talking about shows I like. Like, I've been really getting into Kamen Rider. It's one of my favorite shows. I love all the tokusatsu stuff. I've been watching Kamen Rider. I need to watch the new Super Sentai, as I heard it's really good. And I like Ultraman stuff. Maybe I want to talk about those shows or do character analyze videos. I always wanted to make one like that, like a character analyzation or whatnot. I want to do one on like dark forms at some point because I find that topic really interesting, like that trope of like where the main character like has a dark awakening through like a power or whatever that they get like from rage or like being angry or whatever. I like that trope a lot and I want to kind of make a video of it at some point. But yeah, like I was saying though, the content is going to be a very mixed bag. Don't expect like high quality videos or whatever. Like I'm looking for what makes me happy. And if a certain topic does well, maybe I'll do more of it. If a certain topic doesn't do well, maybe I'll do less of it if you don't like it. I want you all to go ahead and give me feedback during these times. It's going to take a while to go ahead and find what content works and what doesn't. But I want to go ahead and try to find what makes me happy. Also, too, while I'm uploading on a different channel, this channel I did post like 2 Roblox videos on at one point, just for like the fun of it to see if it would work. I want to go ahead and start off with a clean slate. I'm not using the old channel, mostly for the fact that there's a lot of like old dead accounts that follow it. This one is like only like 11 subscribers compared to like all the dead accounts subscribed to that one. I want to build a new audience, right? And for those who've stuck around, I want to go ahead and shout you all out. Thank you all if my content means anything to you, or you just find anything I do funny. I know I'm not doing Pokemon stuff anymore. Like, I might do some here and there. I'm not going to be strictly the Pokemon guy anymore. I want to find what makes me happy. A channel I'm going to kind of mob myself after for like the next couple months or whatever is Moist Critical, how he can do like any kind of content. I really think that's entertaining. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, what I'm going to go ahead and do, like I said, I'm going to kind of do his style where he does whatever he feels like and talks about whatever he feels like. I want to do that, right? And I want to see what works, you know, and what doesn't. Now, before I go ahead and end, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up soon, as I feel like this video has kind of been just me rambling on. And for those who have stuck around, I appreciate you for sticking around, as this is probably really boring for some of you. But yeah, don't know when I'm going to post again. I'm going to not give a schedule out just because I cannot confirm or deny when I'm going to upload again. But I'm going to just kind of upload whenever I can. And I'm going to focus also too on helping my friend out, Sean, or Laser Limon. Really funny Pokemon streamer. If you don't know who he is a solo run streamer. He does other Pokemon stuff too, but he's been really getting into solo runs. And his chat is really funny, and he's really funny in general. I'm going to be honest, hot take, one of the few Pokemon creators who's made me laugh, because most of them are boring. Basically, they're the boring and the equivalent of Disney adults for gaming at this point. And I can't take it. But yeah, huge shout out to him. He's also a really good friend off camera and stuff. I've talked to him a lot. He's known me since I was like 15, like during, like around the time I just became affiliate. He started talking to me and that. He's been really nice and yeah, really awesome dude. Also too, to Lil Frizz, if he's watching this, another really awesome guy who's talked to me off camera here and there. He sent me memes. He's really funny, honestly. Yeah, I like some of the jokes you make, man. It makes my day a lot, because he'll make a random reference or joke in, like, Laser's chat. Or he'll randomly send me, like, a GIF or something. It always makes my day when he does that, and I find it really funny. And then lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to James. You know, I live with him, me and him share a room. He's basically my brother at this point. And yeah, there's been times where I've almost did stupid stuff. I'm not going to say exactly what, but if you can figure it out, you can, if you're, you know. But yeah, there's times about like 2 months ago, I want to say, or whatnot, where I was about to do some stupid stuff, and he was there for me. Him and his family were, and my family, right? They were there for me, and they mean the world to me, right? I don't know what I'd do without them. But yeah, that's enough of this sad story. But yeah, I just want to say thank you all for those who have stuck with me in that and helped me out. You all mean the world to me. And yeah, I'm going to see you all here soon. Don't know when it's going to be, but it'll be soon, I promise. But yeah, I'll catch you all soon. Have a good one.